What kept you going though? Those just like because you don't see any fruits of your labor for 3 months. Like what kept you going?
Like even when they are lying that part in the long term, it's a good decision, you know. But why do you have to lie? You know, you tell the people the truth. Like
I think a lot of people at the beginning they think they're salespeople, so they're just trying to sell them, and they'll give them pretty much whatever in order to get the deal and get that commission.
Yeah. Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Totem Podcast. I am your host, Monico Carrillo. Of course, we got
Eric here. I'm your other co-host here on the podcast. But guys, like always, remember, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, pretty much everywhere you can find a podcast, we're there. Make sure to check us out wherever you prefer to listen to it, and subscribe to the channel because we really appreciate it and really helps us out. And if you like today's guest on, or if you like other guests we have on, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and just share it around with other people. But guys, with that, welcome to the podcast where an act of rebellion is to question.
Cool. So the guest we have on today for you guys, it's going to be great because there's a lot of the stuff going on right now, like go green, go all this stuff. But there's a lot of misunderstandings and a lot of confusion that these companies go out there and do. So we decided to bring this guy on with us today and educate us a little bit about that. So Andres, how you doing?
Good, thank you. I would say thank you for the invitation. I'm so excited to be here, and let's do it.
No, great. Appreciate it for you being on.
Andres or Joe, how other people call you?
Yeah, that's my first name. Andres is kind of difficult for a lot of people who speak just English. They call me Andreas, but you can call me Joe as well. I'm a big fan of that name, but it's also my name. You know?
No, that's great. So tell me a little bit about what is EcoRay? What do you guys do?
So EcoRay, we are a solar company. We do solar consultations for people who is looking for solar for their homes, and we also educate homeowners about solar energy and the best way to get solar panels for your house. Basically, that's what we do.
Okay, so is it more like for like the everyday consumer? Like who do you guys work with the most? Just like homes or commercial, or like what is it?
Like everyone needs electricity, right?
Yeah.
So everybody can qualify for this. Everybody can be a good fit for this product. Sometimes, for example, if you live in a house with a lot of trees around, I prefer to tell you, hey, don't do it in this house. I'm an enemy of cutting trees. So, but mostly for everybody who uses electricity, that's what we do. Solar energy, basically.
That's cool. So before we dive too far down deep into it, like, tell me a little bit about who were you like when you were young?
So when I was young, I used to live in a little town in Mexico with more chicken than people. So, tiny in the middle of nowhere on the beach. So I grew up there. So it was a lot of people come from different parts of the world. I remember we were working. My family owns a restaurant long time ago, and I was working there as a bartender. In Mexico, there's no regulation. There's a 11 years old bartender.
There you go.
It's kind of creepy here, right? But
yeah, you can't do that here.
Yeah, you cannot do that here, but that helps me a lot to have more social skills. So
okay.
That's my background, and I remember my first job doing commissions more than a payment. It was selling tours for people when they go there, like scuba diving, snorkeling, boat tours, and I was focused in giving people an experience. So
you're the person that when I'm walking down the beach right there that follows them around, be like, hey, come get this.
Yes, I was that guy. So and something I learned there is like we were not just selling or offering people just a trip in a boat. You know, we were offering an experience, a good experience, so they can tell their friends and family, and they come back again and do it again. So something I bring into my company as a solar company right now is we don't sell just solar. We sell a whole experience. When a customer goes with us, I tell them literally, so as soon as you sign that contract, we're getting married with your home forever. Why? Because if you sell that house, they still have my product. So I want to be there to take care of them. We have plans. We have been on business for 3 years right now, but I have been on the industry for 7 years.
Okay.
My plan is to stay for a long time. This is gonna be awesome. There's a lot of new regulations coming. I don't know if you're very familiar with the building codes, but right now we are in 2021. They just approved most of the new buildings. They need to be 100% electricity, no more natural gas.
Okay.
So that's gonna change the game. Most people will need more electricity. That means a great opportunity for us to grow up.
Yeah. Before we dive too far deep into it, like all this, you said you grew up on the beach and all this. How did you, in Mexico? How did you end up here from Mexico? Like, how was that process?
So I was born in California, but when I was 2 days old, my grandma took me to Mexico. Like, she just come to visit. She got in love with me, and she took me.
Right away.
Yeah.
So she came to visit you, and then she just ended up taking you.
Yes, I was living with my mom and dad in Los Angeles, and they just took me there. And I remember when I was a teenager, I had cousins that they grew up here, and they went to visit me, like, and their Spanish was, I want to say horrible because they can't communicate, but it was kind of weird for me. And my grandma, she has plans to send me back to United States to learn English, and I tell her, no, I don't want to talk Spanish like my cousins. No, I'm here.
I'll stay here.
I want to stay here. So then when I went to college, I finished my degree. I have a bachelor's degree on business. Then I moved to live here. To my first job was dishwasher in a Mexican restaurant. Okay. It was kind of sad because, like, the licenciado, you know.
So you got like a big degree and stuff like over there, and then you come in here just as a dishwasher.
Yeah, dishwasher, because.
So you couldn't like use your degree over here?
No, it was hard. You know, like when you have, even in Mexico, when you have a business degree, it's hard to apply it because you have the expectations. Once you finish your degree, like a huge company is gonna come to you. Hey, here's my company. Like, take it. Make money for us. No, like one of the reasons I start my own business is because I know how to do it. It's a kind of little difference between countries, but in the end, it's the same. You know, you need to work hard and make things happen. So that's why I decided to start my own business, because nobody gives you that opportunity. And my title is even is not, you know, a lot of people, they have their certificate, so they have it on the walls with a nice frame. Mine is somewhere in a box in their folder. I never take it out.
I have mine in a nice frame.
Oh yeah. I don't. It's just.
I don't either. I don't have mine yet.
It's just somewhere in my house.
So how'd you get started in solar?
So this is fun because I was in Mexico. I went to church. It was a Saturday or Friday. There was a conference about something in the church. I don't remember exactly what was that.
So you were in the U.S. and then you went back?
Yeah, I was coming, like, just working summertime and going back to Mexico.
Okay.
Because, like, you know, the money here, like in Mexico, you can work here for 3 months and live for a whole year over there.
Yeah.
So I was doing that. I didn't have any interest of coming to United States and live here forever. So, but this is how I get into the solar business. Is I was in the church, I went to the restroom, and somebody was talking over the phone about doing a trip to California to sell solar. And I just remember I wait for that guy outside the restroom area, and I just asked him, hey, can I go with you? I hear your conversation. Can I go with you? And he told me, yeah, we're leaving on next Saturday or Thursday. I don't remember what day.
And you don't know this guy?
No, like, okay. I just know it was a brother from the church, you know, like, it's from the church, he's a good person, you know. A lot of people think that, but he was a good person. He told me, yeah, you're welcome to join us. Here's the information of the company. Here's the information of me, like my phone number, WhatsApp, and all that stuff. You can join us there. That's it. And never heard back from him. I left Guadalajara 3 days after they go, and I just called him when I was in San Diego. Hey, I'm here. Can you come for me? And it was like, this guy was like, really?
You actually came?
Yeah, you actually came? Like, oh. And I was, yes. Were you joking or what? No, like, okay, we're sending somebody to pick you up. And 7 years after, I'm still on the industry.
Because if you think about it, like, he probably gives this information out to a lot of people, but then they have to like go and go get their own trip to go all the way to the U.S. They're probably like, not a lot of people do it.
Because you had to pay your own stuff, right?
Yes, yes, I have to pay for my tickets, and I have my passport. You know, as American citizen, is more opportunities for you here. That's great, but probably I won't do it. You know, I don't know. Like, I don't have contact with him anymore. So bad. That's the reason I'm here, because I make a decision, like fast decision. I wasn't waiting, thinking about it, asking my pillow when I was sleeping. I just want something to do. I thought that was a great opportunity. And when I come here first, my English was basic English, you know. In the business school, they teach you English, but it's not great. You can go to a restaurant and buy a hamburger, but it's not enough to talk to people about different topics. And I grew up with the idea, like, when I was on the beach as a kid, all the people there is nice, you know? Like, American people going to Mexico, they are very nice to you. Like,
they're on vacation.
They are on vacation, yeah. They are on vacation. And
they're
that
nice and relaxed.
Yes, that was a mistake.
Drinking, and so they're...
Yeah. And when I come here, like, most people were nice, but with my bad English, it was hard. Like, a lot of people was calling the cops on me.
Why do they call the cops on you?
Because there was a random Mexican guy knocking at their doors.
Oh, so you're just going around, like, door knocking on...
Yes,
okay.
Door to door. It was like...
There's a Mexican guy, I think he wants to break in my house because he's knocking on my door.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. At that point, I don't remember, because I didn't understand what the cops tried to tell me. But there was an officer in that area, very, very nice officer. I remember it was Officer Smith or something like that, very white guy, nice guy. And he told me, hey, don't knock doors here. Go to that neighborhood over there. There's the Mexican people. And after that, I moved. Like, I'm talking about Mexican switching to Spanish. So then, when I go there, that was a different scenario. Like, I was getting a lot of people involved to get solar.
So how would you start selling solar to people if you didn't like speak English? Were they just kind of like looking at you like, what's this guy talking about?
I remember my first English customer was an African American. His name is Rashan. He grew up in Los Angeles. There's like a lot of black community and Latinos community, and he was really nice. And I was with Google Translator, like typing, and he said, "Hey, you're really nice. Like, I want to do it with you." That was my first deal in English, Russian. I still remember his name. I know where he lived, but I don't have contact with him anymore.
That's crazy.
That was like my first English one.
That's crazy. So like when people, I'm just thinking about people, they always put excuses like, oh, it's because I can't talk to them or anything, you know. But then you over here, you get creative, like, I'm going to use Google Translate because, you know, I'm going to get this guy what he needs.
Yeah, and after that, I got more people in the same neighborhood. It was like an African-American neighborhood there, or black people neighborhood. I don't know. I don't want to sound offensive, but a lot of people prefer to be called black. So I was knocking in that neighborhood, awesome people, nice people. And then I got, like, they helped me to get more confidence, you know. Then I was selling to different communities, like, it was fun when I was selling to people who speaks a different language, like Chinese or French or Vietnamese. People, they have different language than English. But I can understand them better than American people, you know? I was talking like horrible English with those people who their English wasn't perfect either, and it was like a good connection. So right now, I feel confident doing English or Spanish. it's a process, you know.
Yeah, it's always a learning process.
And solar's a commission-based thing, so that's why you have to like keep knocking on people's door, because even if you don't want to talk to someone, then you're not going to get paid. You have to be constantly out there and putting yourself in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, that's the hardest part of this. Talking to people, like most people here in Colorado is nice, you know. I have been knocking doors in all around the country, but if you do a comparison between Texas and Colorado, most people is really nice at the doors. Like, even when they don't want you in their property, they are nice. Like, hey, I'm not interested. Can you please move away or go away from my property? Like, kind of rude, but at the same time, they are educated people, right? But sometimes people, they come with their guns. Say, get out of my property. What are you doing here? Like, hey, come on.
Really? So have you gotten chased off like that before?
Yes, and this is the funniest part. The first guy who did that to me, he ended up getting solar with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, I don't know what was going on with his life, but there's a lot of people who is kind of, they have something going in their life. I don't know what's happened with this guy, but he was on his 20s, and he was kind of freaky guy, you know. And what are you doing in my property with the gun? He wasn't pointing to me like that. He just have it in his hand. And I told him, and my wife and I, we were talking about solar. Come in with his gun, man. And I was like, oh, okay. And that was what was his name? I don't remember, but that was like 5 years ago. 5 years ago, and that was a great experience because in the end, his brother, his sister, and another 3 neighbors in that area got solar with me because of this guy. He was a popular guy there.
That's funny. So now I want to ask you, like, how important do you think sales is for like a young person or just anyone in general? Because I think when you're out on the street, that's when you learn the most. The street kind of makes you smart, because you kind of start saying, let me not go to this neighborhood because there's this going on, or let me go over here, so you start getting street smart. But it's hard, like, where you're going through it. Like, but how important do you think it's for like young people to actually like go through it?
So how important it is for young people? This is something. Sales, there's different tactics to sell, right? There's like the guy who, no matter what, they need to have a sale, and sometimes they are not like nice people, like they are pushy, they are just nasty people, right? And there's there's a difference between helping people. Like, I don't consider myself like a salesman. I think I'm more a consultant. But talking about the industry of selling whatever you are selling, the sales is the only industry if you hard work, if you work hard, you want to see the results for you, For example, if you work in a McDonald's or you work in a fabric, whatever is your job, if you work hard, it's gonna be really difficult to get raised,
Because you're on an hourly thing, so it's like,
yeah, it doesn't matter how hard you work, you're still getting, an example, minimum wage an hour, right? So here is 100% in commissions, but if you work hard, your checks are gonna be huge, More people you help, more people is doing business with you, you're getting more profit,
The harder I work, the luckier I get.
Yeah. So that's a huge difference. No matter what are you selling, even if you're selling cookies on the street, if you work hard, you will be able to make more than working for like a regular job. I don't have anything against regular jobs. I think they are great, but right now with the situation we're living right now, it's gonna be really hard to buy a house, for example. It's ridiculous how things are going right now with real estate market, even cars. Like, we are one of the generations, like the new generations coming, it's gonna be hard for them to get how do you say, patrimonio? Do you know? Like
loans and stuff, are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about owning things. Like, you can have a nice car, your own car, you can have properties. It's gonna be like with a regular job right now, it's impossible.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah, sales are the way to go right now. Like no matter what industry,
but sales that's why not all people are in it, because like you said, it sucks when you're going through it. Like if you're not good, just because you're working hard, but if you're not good at it, like you're not gonna sell anything either. Like you will sell more than you were before, but everybody thinks like, oh, I'm in sales, I'm gonna start doing it. And usually what people are, a few weeks, I'm pretty sure you've seen it more than us, but like you're in for it a few weeks or months and they didn't stop making stuff and they just stop.
Yeah, that's an important thing, because when I start doing it here in Colorado, it took me 3 months to get my first deal.
Really?
Yeah,
3 months.
3 months, yeah. I was every day. I had a morning job. I was helping a vet. They do like horse rehab center in Loveland. So I was working there in the morning, 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then come like smelling like horse. That's really bad. So, and I was taking a shower and then go to knock doors for 3 months. I was here indoors for 3 months until I find my market. Carrillo is my best area. I have a lot of customers there. When I go there, I'm like a celebrity because everybody knows me. I have been knocking doors there for 5 years right now, and everybody knows me there.
What kept you going though? Because you don't see any fruits of your labor for 3 months. Like what kept you going?
Because I did it before. When I was in California, my first day I got 2. On my first day, like I have never been knocking doors before, and my first day I got 2 customers.
Okay.
But what was the difference? So in California, electricity is more expensive than here, and it makes more sense for them. Okay. So but solar is a great product. It sells by itself. You just go with people, even if you knock at doors like every day and you tell somebody, hey, do you want solar? I promise you will find somebody who wants solar. It's like a lot of people, like this guy with the gun. I just told him, I'm doing solar. Oh, my wife and I were talking about solar just last night. Come in. It was an easy one. So, but you need to keep doing, and you will find those people who is interested on that. It's not just going and convince everybody solar is the great thing. It's great, and a lot of people knows that. So just go find them.
I think that's the thing, because you said you don't think yourself as a salesman, you're a consultant.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people at the beginning, they think they're salespeople, so they're just trying to sell them, and they'll give them pretty much whatever,
like lies
in order
to
they'll start like lying to them in order to just to get the deal and get that commission. Because when they're starting out, they just want to make a quick buck. But now since you're like done it for a while, you think of yourself more as a consultant, because you're actually out there actually doing right for people and actually trying to help them.
Absolutely, especially when you're talking to people, even when they find, like, if you tell them exactly what it is, some people will say, you know what, it's great, but with all this information, I think I will pass. Probably it's not for me, but my brother wanted it. And I go and sell to get a solar system with his brother. Like, I have been in that situation a lot of times. What's the reason people say no is because once you explain them how that works, there's a lot of advertisements right now talking about the government is gonna pay you thousands of dollars to go in solar.
Get free solar panels.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking about that earlier. Like, you see the ads, get free solar panels, but nothing's really free, is it?
Yeah, nothing is really free. It's like talking about there's a lot of solar incentives from the government, but those incentives comes from your your income taxes. So as solar consultants, we're not tax professionals, but we know how that works. If you make a lot of money, right, and you have a huge tax liability, yeah, you qualify for that tax liability, because basically what it is a tax credit. So you get a tax credit. If you don't pay a lot in taxes, or you make like $25,000 a year, there's no way to qualify for that. And a lot of people, when I start selling, I did this mistake because I didn't know. I just was following my manager. I tell them the government is gonna send them a check for the 30% of the total amount of the system. And then after they find they don't qualify, they were calling me, insulting me. But I was, what's going on? And after that happens, I start reading by myself and educating myself to educate my customers, you know. That's one of the reasons I start EcoRay Colorado, because most companies, I don't want to say all of them, but I will say like at least 70% of the companies, they sell with lies, because other ways people won't get solar. And when I tell people, hey, you know what, with your tax situation, you probably don't qualify. And they say, it's okay. You are very honest people. Your sales people is very honest with us. We want to do it. I mean, even with that, we do it, but they know. So
they know up front they're not.
Yeah, they know up front. So this is how that works. When you get there's the reason you will see a lot of those advertisements is because there's solar companies, marketing companies for solar, and huge solar organizations. There's a difference between them. So those.
Give us the differences.
So, for example, the marketing companies, their goal is to collect data and sell it to solar companies. So they will use aggressive tactics to get your attention. Like everybody wants things for free, right? Mm-hmm. So they will say solar is free, but if you are getting that information with these honest tactics, so the whole process is gonna be dishonest, because those companies, what they want is make money and then go. They come, most of them come from out of state. They are from California, Texas, Arizona, or even Seattle, and Washington. Like I have seen,
really?
I have seen people like, oh, we're getting an appointment with this guy. Oh, where's this company from? Oh, Washington. Like, oh, okay. Like, really?
That should raise a couple red flags right there.
Do they think it just sounds like, oh, it's a big company, they're coming from Washington? Do they think that sounds better instead of being like, he's somewhere here local and I can go find him if something's going on with my systems? Do they just think it sounds better like a big company because it's not from here?
They make it sound better because it, like, if you look into the reviews, like they have huge. If you go to Google, like 4.9 stars, like 10, not that big, like 1,000 reviews. But if you go to the local Facebook website, they have local websites on Facebook as well, like 1.9 stars. Like you will see the reality. Like a lot of people have this mistake with they believe in Google reviews, but if you look in other platforms, the best way to look for a company is a Better Business Bureau. So you just go there and find how many claims they have in the last year, how many complaints they resolve, and what people is talking about them. But this is my point. Like if you are getting customers with these honest tactics, do you think the whole process is gonna be honest? Most of the time it's not. And I have a lot of marketers calling me. Like right now it was raining. It was a marketer. Like they are offering
Promise you it wasn't me.
But they are like, oh, we have appointments, we have leads, and when you go there, you find these people is expecting something for free, and then it's your job to explain them how that works.
Not.
And on the other hand, there's the solar companies. Basically, what we do is we install and sell the product to the homeowners. And there's solar organizations. Those solar organizations are even worse because they have like 100 teenagers knocking doors every day, and they're getting a lot of people. They sell a lot and then they disappear. Like most of them, not all of them, but most of them, they change names every 2 years.
Yeah, it's like the thing that we're saying with Eric. Like the salespeople, they just need to make a buck, so they come out here. They kind of get you with like a little bit of lies or whatever to get you to sign up, and then they just disappear. Like you, when you were talking earlier, you were saying like all your customers, you know, like where they're at, their address, they can call you, you know, if they need anything. A lot of the people, those solar companies, they come and go and they disappear, and you never can get in contact with them again.
Yeah, that's the because when I start doing that. When I was working for my first company, in 1 year, they have 3 different names.
Really?
Yeah,
in 1 year.
In 1 year, that was insane.
Is that just because of the claims and stuff they have on them, or like?
Yeah, because they were selling. We were selling. I was part of that, and I'm not proud of that, but I'm glad that happens because I learned how to avoid that. Once I start my own company, I stopped doing that because that's one of the reasons I start my own company, because I can control the quality, I can control the experience. So one of the biggest things here in Colorado is Colorado, we have a lot of hail damage on roof, right? Every year that I promise you will have it. No matter where you live in Colorado, it will happen. So the biggest lie here is like they will say, "Oh no, we will come back and remove the panels for free and install it for you."
Like are you saying when they do the roofs? And
yeah,
all
when
that
they
stuff?
do the roof, but in reality, nobody do that. Like if you ask them, "Hey, show me in the contract. What part of the contract say that?" It's not there. And I'm telling you this because when I start working for a different company, like I had 3 years with EcoRay, but I was working 2 years for different companies. I was telling that to homeowners because my managers told me to say that. And
it wasn't really true, I guess.
It wasn't true, and I was thinking it was true. But once it happens, my customers call me and they say, "Oh, no worries, we got you. Like, let me call the office," and then, "Oh, it's gonna be $8,000 to remove the panels." What?
Dang. Yeah.
But they have it and they were thinking I was the bad guy. So that was the reason number one why I started doing it. This is how that works. When you have a home insurance, like when you own a house, you have a home insurance you pay every month, right?
Yeah.
So when you have hail damage, they will cover the roofing, right? So when you are opening a claim with a house with roof to do the roof and you have solar panels there, you need to build the solar panel system, removing and reinstalling as a labor.
Okay.
And they pay for that. They pay for that. We make them pay for that. So there's some policies it's gonna be harder, but most of them pay for that. Especially if your house is new, it's gonna be super easy to do the process. And something good about that is even when companies come from out of state and they never show up to help homeowners, I got new customers. Like I got more referrals when there's a hailstorm and I'm helping homeowners to do the roof with the solar panels and reinstall them.
Yeah.
I get a lot of referrals from them. That's awesome. It's something easy to do because I learned how to do it during the process. But that's how that works. Like your home insurance will pay for that. If you don't have a good policy, check on that. We can help you check on that if they will cover that or not. Sometimes they cover like $8 extra a month to cover that part if you don't have it. But in brand new homes, you always have that.
Yeah.
So is that pretty much why you kind of decided to like eventually leave all the other companies and start your own thing? Because you'd see all the other companies that are lying to the homeowners, they're doing all these sketchy tactics and stuff, and they weren't being honest with everybody. Is that pretty much the main reason you decided to go on your own, or did you try to find a different company who was actually doing it right?
So I was trying to do working with a different company who was doing right. There's many companies doing right things as well. I don't want to say everybody is doing wrong, but I was trying to work with them. But I remember I have a conversation with we use different installers, and I was looking for a different organization to be selling solar with, and the installer told me, "Hey, looks like you know the whole process. Why you don't start your own business?" And I was like, "Can I do that?" "Yes, we can install for you." "Okay, let's do it." And I remember in 1 week I was doing the whole process online. Is to start a business, an LLC is super easy. It's not hard. This installer already know my reputation, and they were happy to work with me because something I do is like I have customers that I sold like 5 years ago when I was working with a different company. I still have contact with them. Like every year I call them, "Hey, how are you doing? How is your system working? Like, what do you think about telling your friends and family going solar?" And I got referrals from them. They feel happy. Sometimes I had found the systems are not working properly because the other company was not using good quality products. But even when you don't have good quality products, something good on the industry is you have a 25 years of warranty. We just go back and work with the warranties and replace whatever was failing, and we are getting more business from those people, and they're happy. Like something you mentioned is that they call you and they will find you. I prefer to call them before something happens. Yeah, like this is what I do. As soon I close the deal, once it's installed, I will call them in 6 months. "Hey, how's everything going?" "Just fine." "How's everything going?" Then 1 year. Then after that, every 18 months, something like that, just to see how are they doing.
Just to keep checking out.
Just keep checking
so you
on
make
that.
sure it's installed right and it's working for them.
Yes. Yeah, because a lot of times I have found that the utility companies, they are telling, hey, your system is producing this amount and it's less than what it is in reality, you know? So we offer them an app to monitor their production. And some of my customers they have been in the process to get refund that money. Like, it's not too much, like $10 extra they charge to them when they don't supposed to pay because their system produce a lot, and they get money. Like the biggest one I have seen is $500 because the utility company, they were not reading the meter. They was just dropping numbers, and I call them, hey, my customer is here with me, so we have in the last 3 months the production is this, and you are charging them. Why? Oh, I'm sorry, it was a mistake, and now they have those credits back. That's why I call them, because I have seen that happening. It's like it can happen probably in 200 people, but sometimes happens.
Yeah, no, that's good. They actually sit down through the process with them to be able to do that. But an important thing that I think is, like, I don't want to just skim over it, is that one of the biggest mottos that I kind of live by is just like taking responsibility of, like, good or bad, whatever it is, you just have to take responsibility. And it's like what you were saying, you know, like, this is what I used to be and it wasn't as great. Like, it wasn't good, you know, you're owning up to it and saying, like, hey, it wasn't good. But now, you know, this is who we are. Like, it's the evolution of it. But because a lot of business owners, they never want to say that they messed up, that they did something.
They want to seem like they're perfect.
Yeah, they want to seem like
because
it's perfect.
They think that if they put their failures out there, people are going to think less of them.
Yeah, this is something like it remembers me, like brings to my mind when you're looking for a wife or a husband, you know. So like if you see like all perfection in them, then you want to get divorced, you know. but if you see in the very beginning, hey, this is the pros and cons, this is the good things and bad things about, like, okay, I want to do it, I want to make this work, and you will make it happen, you know. So with solar is about the same, but sadly, once you do it, you cannot get out from that contract. So that's again one of the reasons I start doing this, is because I can control quality. Right now, when I was an employee, if I was they are doing the installations, if something is not good to me, right now as a business owner, I can tell them, hey, I don't like that. Do it this way.
And they have to change it, you know.
And I can change it, you know. I can change it. Like something I'm doing right now, 100% of my installations, they will have protection against birds, like bird match around.
So the birds don't get in there and
don't get in there. This is the reason why I do it. So most solar companies, they will offer you 10 years or even 20 years on installation warranty. So I usually do 10 years because, being realistic, in 10 years you will need to replace your roof at least 2 times because hell, right? So, but this is what happens. So when you don't have this protection around the panels, if you have birds coming down and making nets there, their poo and pee will destroy the shingle. It's acid. So you will call the solar company, hey, I'm having a leak in my house. They will attend you really, hey, yeah, we can go fix it. You have warranty for 10 years. It's 3 years right now. Let's go fix it. Then when they send the technician, they will say, oh, it wasn't us. It was the birds. Like, they destroyed it. That's not covered for the warranty. We will charge you this amount. That's not fair, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I do that. Like now 100% of my installations, they have this protection to avoid those problems for the homeowner.
Yeah, it's all.
I wouldn't even think about that, like birds getting under there. It's like you're like already a step ahead.
Yeah, because
they don't even know that can happen.
Now people don't know that can happen, and some companies will tell you, "Oh, bird match is really it's bad because birds get in and they're stuck inside." If you do it like the right way, there's no way even mice cannot go inside under the panels. So some areas you can find even raccoons and squirrels living there.
Really?
Yes. It's like, for example, Denver area, Estes Park, and they go and chew in the cables on the course, and that will stop your production. And nobody tells you that like. But I have seen that before. In 7 years, I have seen a lot of things, and it's super easy during the installation just to put this burn match, and it doesn't cost a lot. I include it to all of them, so that will make a huge difference in long terms for the homeowners. So what I want to give them is a good experience. So that's what I do that.
What's one of the biggest like misunderstandings that if you could, you would like people to know, like about solar, that people have about solar?
So one of the biggest misunderstandings is the system size of here in Colorado is the system size of your system. So they don't know anything about production or consumption. You're a homeowner, you used to your business and you trust the guy in front of you, right, all the time. But one of the biggest mistakes is people don't know how much they really pay on electricity. Like, for example, here, Morgan County REA, like a lot of people don't know we pay 10 cents per watt. When some solar companies come to show you a proposal, they change the numbers and they tell homeowners, hey, you're paying 15 to 18 cents a month, per watt. So with solar it's gonna be 14 cents, and you'll say, oh, that's 4 cents less. But in reality,
it's actually 4 cents more.
It's 4 cents more. Plus, we have connections fees here. It's $27. But even with that, it's a good decision to make. Like even when they are lying that part in the long term, it's a good decision, But why do you have to lie? You tell the people the truth. Like it's 10 cents per watt. It's $27 connection fee. With solar, it's gonna be 14 cents a watt. But think about it. You think it's gonna be 10 cents forever? Being realistic, no. Solar is good no matter what. And when you have these different numbers, like you need to know how many panels. Like a lot of people have this mistake to go solar with the first company they talk with. That's another mistake. If you as a homeowner try with 5 different companies, and they will say most of them they will show you a different system size. Why?
Says that the person presenting it isn't like informed, that they're just putting whatever out there?
They are putting whatever out there, or they have different softwares. There's a different softwares to do the solar designs. There's a good ones and there's horrible ones. Like horrible, for example, I have been knocking doors and find people like, oh, we got a quote for this I don't want to say names, but they say for this company from California, this company from Texas, and this company from Arizona. So why your system is bigger than them? So they are telling me I need 5 kilowatts, and then you come back with an 8.5 kilowatt system. Why?
What's the just to put it in perspective, so like people, so what's the difference? Is like the amount of panels? Is that what you're talking?
Yes,
like
the amount
size?
of panels, and also there's a huge difference between states. Like here in Colorado, we have a lot of snow. So one of the reasons, like tell the people, like, hey, if you look with this company and my company, we're offering you 3 kilowatts more than the other guys, right? The reason is because we calculate according to the coordinates of your house, your roof orientation, the shade around your property, and also the weather in Colorado. A 10 kilowatt system in California has more production than a 10 kilowatt system in Colorado, for example. So summertime we have a lot of shine, a lot of sunshine, a lot. But if you go up to wintertime, 5-6 hours,
it's less.
It's less than that. So what we do here in Colorado, what the local companies find is if you produce more electricity during the summertime, most utility companies, they will allow you to roll over those credits. And those are the credits you are using during the winter time. That's how that works.
So technically, they don't really have to pay out of pocket much?
No, technically, the goal by going solar is keep your energy bill $0. But if you do it like a small system, during the summertime, you will be fine.
But in the winter,
in the winter time, you will. There's a lot of people, like they say, oh, I don't pay anything, like $0 all the time, or I just pay just my connection fee. Like connection fee, they always will charge you for that. But a lot of people say, Yeah, summertime is great. We don't pay anything. Sometimes we get $20 back, but during the winter time, we pay $80 plus the solar payment. And it's still good. They're still saving money, but as a local companies, we're looking for to have the real goal is to have you in $0 all the time. If your consumption keeps the same, what I mean, like, for example, if you get solar in your house, right, and your life is the same, you will always be covered by solar. But if you invite a family to live on your basement, or you put a hot pot in your backyard, that means your consumption is gonna go up. At that point, you will need electricity from Excel Energy or whoever is your utility company.
So I also imagine there's different types of solar panels, right? There's probably like cheaper ones that other companies might try to cheap out and sell, and then there's probably higher quality ones that maybe you sell or that other people try to sell too. Is there like different like quality, I guess?
Yes. There's the many different kind of panels. There's panels. Most of the industry are using panels from China. There's good quality panels from China as well, but I would rather prefer. I would rather use American-made panels because if something happens, like they have warranties, like they come with 25-year production warranty, and they will cover that. If something happens with the panel, they will come back and replace the panel. But something nobody tells you is you have to pay for that. Like you need to send this panel back to China to be checked, and then if they find if there's problems with this panel, they need to send it back. That's ridiculous, just for one panel.
Uh-huh.
So when you have American-made panels, like even made in Mexico or here in the United States, we're local technically. So I just go grab one and start and put it back. It never happens that. It's really, it's not easy to find panels failing because panels run forever, most of them. So one of the biggest problems with low quality panels here in Colorado is hail damage. Like you will see a lot of panels that will break immediately, but there's panels that are very resilient. There's different brands right now. We use the top 5 ones. Like the best panel right now is SunPower is one of the best panels. We have Solarias are good panels as well. Silfats are good panels, on my personal opinion. There's another company coming from Mexico that they are coming with a good quality of panel. That's the ones I'm getting in my house. The brand is Solar Ever, and there are 410 watts. Those are the ones I was try to introduce in my market right now, because I believe in those panels, the quality of the panels, you rate it on Pascal's pressure, and those are one of the highest one. So they can handle hail damage, like going like hail at this size, like a golf ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those can like withstand that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like they don't warranty you, like, because we're not God, right? What happened if we have hail like this size,
Yeah.
That point, like your house is gonna be destroyed.
Yeah, the panels.
The
panels too.
Panels
yeah,
at least are the problems.
Yeah, if somebody told you, oh no, nothing happened, panels will be there forever. No, but if that happens, that's when we use your home insurance to cover that. So, but I have never seen that happens here. I have seen it on Texas. Sometimes they have like baseball size. And if they hit the right spot on the panel, they will break it, no matter if the panel is good quality or bad quality. But we try to use the best quality against hail damage, because hail is a real problem here in Colorado.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. No, that's good. Like you were saying too, like, so you guys can work with all different types of panels. Like you just don't have one, so that's what makes it good. Like you're not just trying to push one. You can get a variety and actually get the client like what they need.
Yeah, or sometimes there's customers that they are like, okay, I want this panel because that's the best panel. But once they see the price, it's like, oh, do you have something similar,
yes,
but a lower cost? Yes, we do. Like it's like it's different brands, it's different price. They're like SunPowers. They have been in business for I think more than 40 years. They produce their own panels that we are certified. We're a certified dealer with them. We can sell those products. So, but on my personal opinion, Some people cannot, like, if they cannot pay that, I just tell them, hey, this is a similar product on quality and specifications. You can try those ones, and most people will do it because you want the best for your house, right? Mm-hmm. Other people that don't care, they just I want to save money. Like, it doesn't matter what product you using. I always try to use the best.
That's good. Yeah. So what's one recommendation you would have for homeowners that are thinking to get like some panels or have been throwing their idea around?
So one recommendation I have is talk to more than one company. Don't go with the first one. So if we can sit down with you and other companies can sit down with you and you decide to go with us, we will be happy to help you. But if you decide someone else is better, go with them, you know. Don't feel the pressure, you know. I always say, I don't know how to translate this in English, el sol nace para todos.
The sun comes out for everyone.
Yeah, the sun comes out for everyone. So let's talk with different companies, no matter who is the company. We always can compete with the biggest monsters on the industry. I have not still jobs, like, but gain business, like, with huge companies. When the homeowner told me, hey, I'm getting quotes from this company, I was like, oh, those are monsters, you know, like how I can compete. And now if you check on my reviews, like, they say, hey, these guys,
they're competing.
Yeah, I can't compete with any company, you know. So because I have been doing this for 7 years, and the best part is we're local. Something happens, I will be there. Like, sometimes homeowners call me, hey, how about this question? Can you come in? And I'm here, you know, because I'm local. I don't go more than 2 hours I live in Wiggins. I don't go more than 2 hours around. I prefer to stay close.
Okay, that's
to make
great.
Business.
So where can people find you, like, if they want to, you know,
they can find us on Facebook. Is EcoRay Colorado LLC. They can also find our profile on the Better Business Bureau. So, and just on closing, I want to say, right now we're in the model we are working on. We don't poop where we sleep. So we are local. Yeah, one of the reasons is we want to stay here for a long time. So we want to try to help people. And another thing I want to say, there's 3 ways to go solar. One is pay cash for the system. Another one is get those programs available and state paying you. There's programs that will pay for that. And instead paying the utility company, you will be paying for this program. Those are great. Or lease, like renting a system. If you don't qualify for the tax credit, or if you are too old and retired, a lease can be a good option for you. So again, my name is Andres with EcoRay Colorado. It's 970-632-3523.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, and then we'll put all your information down in the description so people can check it out for sure.
Sounds good. Thank you.
But thank you for taking time out of your busy day and coming and chatting with us for a little bit.
Okay.
No, yeah, I appreciate it. It was good.
But yeah, guys, if you guys want to learn a little bit more information or reach out to him directly, all his information is going to be down there below in the description. But guys, thank you guys for joining us. If you guys like that, just give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, share it around. But yeah, guys, we appreciate it. And I'll leave you guys with our ending quote here on the podcast, which is, an act of rebellion is to question.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated.